Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am Ace, and you're watching another episode of Kicking It with Isiah and Ace right here on the Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. I know my co-host is here somewhere. I'm not even exactly sure. I mean, his picture, he was just here. Before we popped up, he was here. But all right, there's Big B anyway, so I guess that'll... Big B, how are you doing?
No, I'm here. Had the day off. Had a family get together today. Went to go wish my cousin a farewell. He was supposed to leave for the Marines tomorrow, Monday, but an injury. His recruiter requested that he does not leave, so that was kind of heartbreaking today. But outside of that, got through the storms, and now get to sit here and kick it with you, Ace, and the guy down there we call delusional Skip Bayless.
Yep, and that guy, right? And that guy. And that guy. Welcome in, Isiah. How are you doing tonight?
Well, oh my gosh, I almost said good morning to you guys because I literally just woke up from a 4-hour nap some 20 minutes ago, and
so now you're impersonating Dave. Okay.
Yes, I nearly missed the show because I was sleeping after a long, weeks of work. But I'm back from Seattle. I had a great time in the Pacific Northwest, in Ace, your guys' neck of the woods there, and it was great, and it was great to be back. But I do miss Seattle, and even though I got a lot of stuff back. I definitely will be back there shortly because that city truly is about me. Because it's the coffee capital of America, and I fit in perfectly there with all the amount of coffee that I could drink every single day. And the sports teams are great, and the weather's nice. And who doesn't like a good apple? And that's what Seattle is all about.
Well, I guess we are glad that you're back here. We're doing another episode of Kicking It, and you know what? I actually have some great topics for you tonight, so I really hope that people are ready, because the first one you're gonna kind of find is like a very interesting topic, to say the least. I'm gonna ask you guys: have you guys watched the documentary on what's called 77 on Netflix?
No,
I haven't.
So basically, 77 is about, I think it was like back in 1986 or like 1990. They had this giant massacre in Mexico at a McDonald's, and they called it 77 minutes because that's how long it took the spawn. But there's a reason why I'm talking about this. Okay, so the reason for it was after the massacre happened, and all these people were killed and everything, they take out the shooter. Then like the very next day, the wife calls up the newspaper and starts talking with the newspaper and kind of telling her story and kind of telling about all the little red flags that are going on. And then it gets interesting, because now the interesting part is at the very end, this lady, because that same day before he went on this spree, they had lunch at a McDonald's, right? So they had a lunch at a McDonald's, and then he ended up going to another McDonald's and doing this mass shooting. But where it got interesting was after all this happened, she ends up suing McDonald's. And the reason she sued McDonald's was because she came out. Yeah, exactly right. You're laughing, and you're going to really laugh about this. So she ended up suing McDonald's because she said she was suing McDonald's for her husband eating their food because their food is what caused him to go on the shooting spree. So it's so then in the end, when they talk about it, and they talk about how she sued McDonald's for, you know, her husband going on the shooting spree. Of course, at the end, and it says, and she lost the case. And I'm like, well, obviously, because come on, is McDonald's food gonna really cause somebody to go on like a shooting massacre? Like, honestly, is that gonna cause somebody to do that? So, Isaiah, what's your opinion on this lady suing McDonald's, saying it's their fault, it's their food that caused her husband to go on this?
Well, first of all, I better stop eating McDonald's then, if that's the case.
Let me clarify really quick before you go on. She was suing him for $5 million.
That's a lot of cup of coffee in Isaiah's world.
Right?
Exactly, a lot of cup of coffee, right?
Go ahead.
This is absolutely laughable. It's crazy. I mean, this reminds me of some of the stories where, I don't know if you guys heard, but there was like a guy attempting to rob Starbucks, I think a couple years ago, and then a good Samaritan tackled him and took the guy's gun and beat the shooter with the gun, and he sustained like a lot of injuries. And then I believe what ended up happening is the guy got arrested, went to jail, and the guy ended up suing the Good Samaritan, or the family ended up suing the Good Samaritan for unnecessary violence. And I was just laughing my ass off, because I'm like, really? You're gonna sue that guy because he does a good deed and puts out what would have been a very massive and violent crime, and you end up suing him because your son tried to do something heinous, and that guy does the good deed. And, you know, luckily the judge, you know, tosses it out. I mean, I think he only took like 5-10 minutes to hear the case. He was like, yeah, that's stupid, that's laughable, and he just tossed that case out in about 10 minutes. So, I mean, I think this is what this is. Like, I really don't understand it. It's absolutely insane, and it's laughable, to say the least.
Well, let me tell you this, because you eat so much McDonald's that if this was actually the cause of it, then maybe at some point you should stop eating McDonald's. But like, it's not. The thing is, it's like, it's really not funny that this guy went on a shooting spree. The funny part is that the lady was trying to blame McDonald's, like saying that it was their food, and that's like the thing that got me. So for anybody who's watching this, understand this. We're not laughing about the massacre. That's not what we're laughing about. We're laughing about that the killer's wife blamed McDonald's food on the massacre, saying that McDonald's food is the one that caused him to go on the shooting spree.
Well, and here's the thing, Ace. You know, I do eat a lot of McDonald's. You're right. But the thing is, I don't eat McDonald's food. I drink their coffee. Their coffee is amazing. Best coffee in the whole entire planet. But I only
You
drink
eat their
coffee
food all the time. You post photos.
Yeah, well, I get a coffee and an apple fritter and a cookie every single time. So it's like, I get that, but I don't get you know, the burgers, the chicken nuggets, the Filet-O-Fish or whatever that they have, because first of all, it's overpriced and it's not really that good. If I'm gonna get a burger, I might as well go to Chili's next door.
All right. So Big B, now I'm gonna wonder what's your thoughts on this whole situation.
Well, I tell you what, man, if this was true, I mean, I know the story is true, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But if the allegations was true that McDonald's turns you into a killer, then I can guarantee I would be the deadliest one, because I've eaten so much McDonald's in my lifetime. I mean, it's a sad issue, but to sue McDonald's for that, I mean, I remember late 90s or something like that, where a lady ordered a cup of coffee and through the drive-thru and sped off. Coffee spilled on her, and she sued McDonald's because the coffee was hot. That's why now
But she
McDonald's
won.
has. I know, and she won. That's the funniest thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, and now that's why McDonald's has that coffee. Be careful, coffee may be hot. It's like, okay, yeah, duh. I mean, but I've heard stories like this before. I remember reading one. A burglar broke into somebody's house and landed on a knife and sued the homeowners, and I think he won.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
Yeah,
just like,
he did.
you got to be kidding me. I mean, common sense. I mean, and to do it for $5 million. I mean, come on. I mean, we know it ain't the truth. So,
So yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I get it. I was just gonna catch John up to speed. So, John, there's this documentary. It's called 77. It's on Netflix. It was about a massacre that happened in the 80s at McDonald's, where this guy went on the shooting spree. He killed 21 people, injured 19 at a McDonald's, and so a few days later, the wife ended up suing McDonald's, saying that it was the McDonald's food that caused him to go on this massacre, and so she sued McDonald's for $5 million.
She lost, obviously, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she lost it. Like, it wasn't even like the judge was like, yeah, this isn't even like a real thing. Like, she lost the case without question.
Honestly, I hate when these happen, and we know a woman's automatic defense is then going to defend her man, but to me, I honestly don't know what to say. Like, this is pure stupidity on the wife, a lack of responsibility, and that to me is a big issue. Like, if that's the case, again, that's very unfortunate. Do you know how many McChickens I've had when I worked as a substitute teacher when my budget was really low? Like, that
Right.
dollar menu was screaming cha-ching because I wasn't making but $900 every 2 weeks. So those McChickens were McCollin.
We're McCall.
Right.
And honestly, that it makes me mad because, first of all, now if this lady had any credibility before this unfortunate incident, this accident happened, then nobody wants to hang out with her. So if you disagree with her, she's gonna sue you for $250,000 or something. I mean, this is so dumb. I mean, blaming McDonald's for first of all, I would have done before you sue, which you shouldn't have sued in the first place, is divorce your husband. He killed people, or he hurt people. I don't know but he harmed people. Like, what is wrong with this lady? I mean, just throw the keys away and put her in the insane asylum, along with her husband.
Well, her husband ended up getting shot and killed. So
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I did not know. I'm barely from the 90s, so excuse me. But it's very this is dumb. Like, for you have to be the dumbest of the dumbest. She probably shopped at Walmart because she's an idiot.
Oh, wow.
yeah, but that was the only reason I brought it up, was simply because I watched the documentary today. Because as I was scrolling through, I'm like, hey, what's this? So I pulled it up and I'm like, wow, this is interesting. Because
I'll be honest. Sorry.
What? Go ahead, John.
I'll be honest. When I first came on and you talked about it, I thought this was just some random article about something that happened just earlier this past week. And this happened in the 80s. Like, oh my God, that's
yeah. It happened in the 80s.
Yeah,
and,
84.
Yeah, it was just a very interesting documentary, because like, if I can't find anything on TV, I'll turn on Netflix or something like that. And I'll tell you, one of my favorite things, I love documentaries. That's like I can watch documentaries all day. I love them. So whenever I'm searching through the documentary part, I'm like, if I see something that catches my fancy, I'm like, hey, what's this? And I'll turn it on and I'll see if it's interesting. If it's not, then I'm like, let's try something else. This one happened to be interesting because this was the first time I've ever actually heard about that. Yeah. Prior to this, I had never heard that they had a massacre at a McDonald's in the 80s. I didn't know about it.
Now, here's a question: how can you be a defense? I guess no, you would be a prosecution. I think.
Mhm.
I mean, how can I know you're there to take on any case, but how can you take on this case with a straight face and build a case against
Well,
McDonald's to prove that their food is?
Well, here's the thing, baby, and I could be wrong. I bet you it's probably some young hotshot lawyer that's getting their first couple of cases, and they take whatever they can, because that
Well,
to me has to be the
No,
only option.
I get that. I
Because
get that.
you have
but
no case. It's freaking McDonald's. It's not.
That's-
It's food. Like
No,
this is stupid. It's stupid.
Trust me, we get that. So I know what Brandon's trying to say. Like this lady walks in and says, "Hey, I wanted to speak to a lawyer." She goes in and speaks to a lawyer. She sits down and says, "Hey, I want to take this case to court, showing you that it was McDonald's fault." How can the lawyer rightfully sit there and be like, "We have a case"? I would be like, "What?"
I've seen people exactly. I've seen people take advantage of people for money. And this has to be one of the highest degrees I've seen, because you don't have a case. Just like McDonald's food is not great. Like their chicken nuggets are not real chicken. If you're gonna sue something, sue them for their chicken nuggets not being real chicken. That's fine, but not that. That's just
So it's like you're saying though, as a young lawyer, just really quick, Big B. So as
I get what you're saying.
You know, if you are a young lawyer and you walk in and say, "Hey, I've got this case." Maybe, you know what, John? Maybe like you're talking about on the money side, maybe the lawyer's like, you know what? If she really wants to pay me to do a stupid case like this, sure.
Easy money, of course. I'll take that in a heartbeat too.
So how do you do it without laughing? What are you gonna say? Like
Exactly.
he had a like you put an extra patty, but it had like green. Like I'm not trying to make jokes about the insects. It's not funny.
Exactly.
But like I don't know how you build build a case like to base it off of. You have no argument. Like I don't like. I've heard dumb arguments before. Trust me.
Well, the guys were.
You know where I work, but this is literally you're blowing smoke out of your own butt. This is like fucking farts.
Big B, you were gonna say something?
So I mean, we've all seen like court shows and stuff, and or even TV shows, whatever. And the judge gets up there, and goes, "Okay, we're here to see the case of so and so versus McDonald's." On the verge of the lady suing McDonald's for her husband killing people. I mean, how can the judge even sit there and be like, "Really? I mean, this is really going to be a case?" I mean, and again, guys, I know we got people watching, and I know this might get out. We're not making fun of the case itself and the story. Yeah, sad situation back in '84, but the part we're talking about is the suing McDonald's for the food supposedly that made her husband do this. It's just like, come on now.
Dude, if that's the case, then that's like suing. I thought I saw another dumb lawsuit a while back. The Giants don't play in New York; they play in New Jersey. Like the people are getting dumber and dumber. Like it's insane.
Well, wasn't there a lawsuit because the Cavs lost by 30 in the NBA Finals or something, and a man claimed like he was mentally depressed?
Oh, possibly.
Oh my God, I was mentally annoyed by that. But
who knows? Who knows? So Christy Wilson saying, "I always warn people when I serve them coffee at my job." And then she says, frivolous lawsuits have unfortunately become the norm. They have. And then Ish is saying, "Good evening, gents." Good evening, Ish. We hope you're having a good night. You kind of came in at like one of the more interesting times on one of our more interesting conversations. Yeah. Just being honest. Like it's just one of the more interesting conversations because like I can just picture the lawyer being in the courtroom and being like, "Well, this ingredient is in the McChicken, whatever." Yeah. So it's what I'm like, really? Are you kidding me? I don't know.
How much big money does he think he's gonna get? Like, I don't really like. That's ridiculous.
Well, all right. So, anyways, we'll go ahead and move on to our next topic. So, our next topic is speaking of movies. Since we're on this side of things, I don't know if anybody's seen that. Wait. So, Ish is saying, "Did Isiah just wake up?" Guy looks like he was on a 4-day bender.
Isaiah
Yes,
said he looks like
Isaiah has admitted that he just woke up from a
Yep.
4-hour nap because he was going to say good morning to everybody. So
Yes, I woke up from a 4-hour nap like 20 minutes before the show started, and I was like, and I woke up, I was like, oh crap, did I miss kicking it? And I see a message from Adam saying, Isaiah, here's the link, and I'm like, oh, okay, good. But yeah, I nearly missed the show because I was sleeping in bed.
All right, so going on to our next one, which speaking on the movie side, so it's the first look. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but it's the first look at the new horror film that they are actually calling a Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. So
oh God, no.
Yeah. So they're actually taking the character Winnie the Pooh and they're actually turning it into a horror film. And they are saying everyone's favorite Winnie the Pooh has left the 100-acre wood for a foray into the horror genre. And so now he is, it's very interesting because it says, yes, you read that correctly. The bear is back with a vengeance in the up and coming movie called Winnie the Pooh. So for some reason, something happens and he like turns against his friends and everything. And now he becomes a killer Winnie the Pooh.
It's stupid. It's literally stupid.
So Big B, I'll get your thoughts first on this one. What's your thoughts on this Winnie the Pooh?
You know, the funny thing is yes, I am looking it up and found it because I know Ace, been working with them for a couple years, 3-4 years, and I know he likes to pull something out of a hat. I didn't believe this, but there's no way. I cannot believe this is actually a real movie coming out.
Yeah.
The release date is it doesn't say a release date, but come on now. Are you kidding me? You're going to take a childhood iconic character
Right.
and I hope whoever wrote this, I can't pronounce his name, last name is Frank Waterfield. I hope he gets so much hate mail, and I just can't believe this idea came across. I mean, that's not... us 4 guys sitting here talking about, hey, we want to create a movie. Oh, let's take Winnie the Pooh. Okay, what can we do with Winnie the Pooh? Oh, let's turn him into an evil character for Halloween, and he comes back and kills everybody. It's like, what? Are you serious? Come on now. No. I will not be watching this at all. There's no chance.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking about this. Like, I'm thinking, right? So thinking as a child, okay? Think about when this comes out. This goes on like Netflix and Hulu and everything. So think, you're a child, right? You're scrolling through Netflix. You may not be able to read the greatest, right? You may not be able to read the greatest. You're scrolling through and a child goes, oh, Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, and it's in big red letters.
And he turns on Winnie the Pooh as he's sitting there watching it. You hear, ah! And he's like, what the heck just happened to Winnie the Pooh? And like Winnie the Pooh's out there like killing people, and you're like, what the heck is happening? So, Isaiah, what's your thoughts on this Winnie the Pooh?
My thoughts on it is that Hollywood has effectively killed my childhood because I loved Winnie the Pooh when I was a little boy. You know, I like that pink little pig. I forgot what you call it.
Piglet.
Piglet.
Piglet. All right.
Piglet.
And then I liked that there was a tiger, I believe, in Winnie the Pooh. I'm not
Tigger.
really
Tigger.
tiger.
Yeah, be careful how you pronounce that, though.
So I mean, I loved it. I loved Winnie the Pooh, especially that episode where Winnie the Pooh gets stuck in his own jar of honey because it's too big for his own head or something like that. And I guess he tried
He's a fat ass. He's fat.
Yeah, he tried to eat it. And he was too big for it. And so I loved Winnie the Pooh when I was a little kid. And I have like a lot of Winnie the Pooh stuffed animals still at my home, but this is absolutely ridiculous, man. And Hollywood should be ashamed of themselves for that. Like, you gotta be kidding me. You're gonna
Here
go ahead, Big B.
I'm reading it. It's an independent comedic slasher film.
Oh.
Okay, from an independent writer. And he takes this story from when it's Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, so they're keeping them together. Good thing. I mean, as they become bloodthirsty murderers when Christopher Robin abandons them for college life. So they're taking Christopher Robinson going to college, and then Pooh and I think I might sue. Just this is gonna be depressing. I mean, come on now. But yeah,
let me join you in that lawsuit. I'll be in. Let's do it.
And Walt Disney doesn't own the rights any longer for Winnie the Pooh and stuff. So I don't know.
So I already know Big B said no. So Isaiah, I want to know: are you gonna watch it?
Of course not, because it's not because it's Winnie the Pooh in a horror film. It's because I can't stand horror films in general anyways. Like if I watch something like a horror film, I'd probably not be able to sleep for like 3 to 4 days. I mean, I watched a documentary on O.J. Simpson, right, in that case, and I couldn't sleep for at least a week and a half because there was a fake simulation of O.J. Simpson grabbing a knife and, running through the details of how he could have done that murder. So I could not sleep for 7 days just because I saw a simulation of that happening, and there wasn't any like blood, there wasn't any stabbing or anything like that. It was just Simpson holding a knife, and I was like, oh crap, Simpson's coming for me. That's what I screamed when I woke up in the middle of the night. So no, of course not. I can't even watch any horror films in general. In fact, the movie Meet the Robinsons that came out about 14 years ago? I was scared.
Are you freaking kidding me? Grow up!
That just shows you how less
God.
of a tolerance of horror films I have.
Well, we have a few comments here. So Christy's saying, seems to me like Hollywood is determined to destroy a lot of people's childhoods.
Yep.
And then Callan is saying, hey, Leon, maybe you should stop fat shaming people, making racist taunts, and calling people.
Oh my God.
And then Callan is also saying, but Leon, I thought you weren't scared of anything, yet you were scared to death when I showed you a maze from Not Scary Farm.
Well, first of all, I wasn't scared about that. But
were you? Were you?
I bet you there's video.
So
There probably
somewhere.
is.
Hopefully
I'm
not.
sure there is.
So John, I'm really curious. What's your thoughts on this Winnie the Pooh?
First of all, I hope this movie flops and he loses money on this and here's the problem. And first of all, how freaking stupid and lazy do you have to be? You might as well stab my childhood up in the anus, because the fact is there's no creative writing with this. Literally, how freaking lazy do you have to be? He's a bear with a shirt and he's half naked. Hello, let's turn it into homework. That's a freaking good idea, you idiot. Like, I hope this movie flops. I hope he loses money, because there's no creativity. You might. It's like you're basically. Let's just ruin Blue's Clues. Let's freaking ruin everything. Let's make Paw Patrol murderers. Exactly. Let's have Dora be a psychopath killer. I mean, this is stupid. You ran out of ideas. You give my childhood the middle finger. Oh no, a murderous half-naked bear. That's your plot? How stupid are you? Like, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard of. I hope it flops. I'm not going to. First of all, horror movies to me are the laziest form of writing. 2, I don't like them. 3, there's no creativity. Are you freaking kidding me? Screw you. I hope it flops. Stupid.
So
I'm more mad about this than I am before I destroy my stupid calves.
So John went on a nice little rant there about Winnie the Pooh.
Jeez.
So Ish is saying, scared of Meet the friggin' Robinsons. Are you serious?
Really,
What? Come on. No. That was not a horror movie, Isaiah. That was actually pretty decent.
It was a kid's movie. My God,
kids.
Isaiah.
Yes, I was scared to Meet the Robinsons.
Wait, so are you scared of Casper the Friendly Ghost? Ooh.
I've never watched Casper the Friendly Ghost.
You never watched what?
He never watched Casper the
Friendly Ghost.
Wait, are you telling me that you'd be scared of the Grinch movie with Jim Carrey?
Well, I saw that during Christmas a couple of years back, and it was a little bit horrifying, especially that middle part where it's like,
Oh my
Grinch
God.
goes into
Grow
that
up.
haunted
Oh,
house,
geez. It's
and I was
based
like,
on a
okay.
Dr. Seuss book.
I was watching with my friend Stephen Wang.
Oh,
Shout
the
out to
places
him.
they'll go.
And I sat there right in the theater when that part was going. I squeezed his arm and I closed my eyes. I was like, "Wake me up when this scene is over, man. Wake me up when this scene is over. I can't handle this." Man.
First of all,
my
let me
God.
understand this right here. There's no way we're going to, if you get scared about that, dude, you would literally hate Doctor Strange movie, which I didn't like either. You would have hated literally. You probably would have pooped your pants if you saw the movie Nope.
So,
I don't like it either, but still.
Yeah.
John, really quick, because I want to hit on this comment that Callan's talking about, because this is actually a great point. He's saying, can you imagine if Kenny Loggins was asked to reprise Return to Pooh Corner for this film? My older brother would be scared for life. That was his mom/son's dance song at his wedding.
Oh my
Here's
God.
the thing, though. So since it's a horror movie, is it going to be, oh, here comes Mr. Pooh Pooh or Mr. Pooh? It's stupid.
Well,
What are you going to call? You're not going to call him Winnie the Pooh when he comes and chasing you. Oh, it's Mr. Pooh. The Adventures of Mr. Pooh. The Mr. Pooh of Dead Man's Past. I mean, it's just stupid.
It really makes me wonder, is it going to be like Winnie the Pooh? Winnie
I
the
scare you.
No, screw you, Winnie. No, I'm done. If you're gonna give a middle finger to my childhood, make Stephen Blue's Clues a murderous psychopath at that point. That's basically what you're freaking doing.
They should have made Winnie the Pooh into a Space Jam style movie. I would watch that.
God.
Yes,
No.
I would watch Winnie the Pooh play basketball or Piglet.
No, that wouldn't
Piglet
work.
trying to dunk. I'd watch that over this any day of the week.
Oh God, Winnie the
First
Pooh
of all,
in outer space. Great.
Here's the problem. I love a lot of my childhood stuff, and now if they're gonna basically horrify all of it, then I literally have no childhood. What am I gonna show my kid? Here's Winnie the Pooh. Oh, not that one. He stabbed a 25-year-old man.
Well,
like really? Like, how's this gonna work though? He's not human. He's a made-up, half-naked bear. How is that gonna work when he goes to college? Like that makes no sense.
Well, yeah, that was like when they wanted to take Bambi and make it into a live action film. Are
you kidding me?
They
that
tried
was gonna
to
be
make
a
Bambi
thing?
into a whoa, my
I'm
God.
done. Screw you.
They tried
Not
to make Bambi into a live action film, but
Oh, there goes my
That's
childhood
stupid.
right there.
Freaking
Well, they did
idiot.
it to Lion
Stupid.
King. I mean, they made that one.
Well,
right.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of Lion King, so I don't really care. But
Yeah.
if you're gonna do
Wasn't
Winnie
big
the
into it
Pooh like
either.
that, if your dumbasses at Hollywood ruin Blue's Clues and any of these other things, I'm coming up there for you. I'm taking your job. That's freaking stupid.
Just John, the head of a studio. No, we're gonna do it this way.
No, I'm literally gonna. Like, I don't know what to do, but this is stupid. We've talked about. I've been lazy when it comes to writing scripts for sports shows, but this is the stupidest thing I have heard. Isaiah can make a better Winnie the Pooh movie than them. This freaking horror is stupid.
Let's
right.
not push it that
I would
far.
I would make Winnie the Pooh, but an Angels in the Outfield version or Angels in the
Oh,
What
Infield
the
version.
fuck does that mean?
so
Angels in the Outfield is a baseball movie.
Wow.
so Isaiah, Callan wants to know. So, what other movies has scared you for life? There,
What about the SpongeBob movie Under the Water?
Ooh,
that live action film that was dumb.
that was dumb.
What
That's
movie?
probably the greatest movie Isaiah's ever seen.
Well, I was scared of Romeo and Juliet, believe it or not. When
Which one? There's been multiple versions
The greatest,
of it done over the years.
greatest
Wait,
play
Isaiah.
ever.
It's a
Are you
Shakespearean
talking-
tragedy.
Are you talking about the one when Leonardo DiCaprio was in it? It's like
the one with the gun. Like,
yeah,
that's the
that was
one.
when Leonardo DiCaprio was in it, and like Romeo and Juliet actually died from gunshot wounds, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Wait, are you kidding me? They had guns in that movie? Oh my god.
Yeah,
you're
remember the
dumb.
original Romeo and Juliet had sword fighting. This one had
Yeah.
gunfights.
That's stupid.
A lot
I hate
different.
Romeo
It
and
is
Juliet,
stupid.
But why would
the
you put a
original
gun-
one, if I remember correctly, it was very like there was a scene where it was very gross because they actually showed Juliet stabbing herself, like putting the knife right into her chest, and it's like, I understand, you're supposed to follow the play, but do you really have to show that part? It's
It is
like
a critical part of the play.
I'm guessing Isaiah's nightmare of Fraggle Rock. I mean,
Wait,
I
so
can't
I
even
mean,
watch Fast and Furious,
Isaiah,
to be honest with
if I
you.
what?
oh my god,
Yes,
He's
I
never
want to
heard
watch
of
Fast
Fraggle
and
Rock.
Furious, and I do not plan
Isaiah.
on seeing it because it's too scary.
Isaiah,
What
so
What?
I've
No,
never seen it.
Fraggle. Wait a
Isaiah.
minute.
No, he said Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, Fast
So-
and Furious.
What? He's scared of movies involving
Callan's
badass
saying-
cars. I don't know.
Wait, so let me.
So
So if I
Callan's
send you a
saying,
picture
how
from
am
the,
I not? So Callan's saying, how am I not surprised? He said Romeo and Juliet.
I
because
know
he
that.
also
honest.
said live on air 2 years ago. If you're, you know what? First of all, if I send you a picture of the dinosaur from Meet the Robinsons, are you gonna poop your pants?
He probably would.
I might, because I haven't seen it in like years.
Oh,
But I do
Jesus.
remember I
It's a
was
kids
like
movie.
running out of that theater and going to get some popcorn. And I was like, yeah,
I'm
I
sorry,
can't
but-
watch the rest of this.
All right. So let's go ahead and move on to our next topic here, because we can
Moving
talk
along.
about this one forever.
Yeah, true.
So, because that's a very interesting topic. So, but Callan wants to know, how does a dinosaur scare you?
He says boo.
It's just scary. It's big. It's ferocious looking. Back
would
when I was a
only-
little kid, I would
Well,
think, oh my
Isaiah?
god. this thing-
Isaiah, it would only be that way if you were watching Jurassic Park.
So
Oh.
let me ask.
Because those things look
Oh,
very
you-
realistic, even though it's
Oh.
CGI and it's special effects.
He would poop his pants if you saw Jurassic Park, the first one.
Oh yeah,
Does-
I jumped 5 feet out of my seat watching the first Jurassic Park movie.
Does Barney the dinosaur scare you too?
No, that's the only dinosaur movie that doesn't scare me.
Is it because he's
Or not
purple?
movie, but TV show.
Okay, that's
Is it
because
'cause he's
Barney's
purple?
lovable. That's probably
Yeah.
why.
Shout out Baby Bop.
Okay, so
God.
Oh my god.
So this guy's name, our next topic is, this guy's name is Anthony Lafredo. And the reason why I'm bringing up Anthony Lafredo
Mhm.
is simply because he has undergone extensive procedures and tattoo sessions in a bid to make his appearance resemble a black alien. So he
What?
wants to look like an alien. So he's trying to get all these procedures done and these tattoos to actually form his head into the shape of like an alien head,
Ooh.
his body
What
into
the fart?
figures, and like make his fingers look like actual like aliens. So yeah, the guy wants to become a full-blown alien.
So he's a freak.
Yeah.
I-
He's trying to look like the alien queen from the Aliens movies.
I
don't
guess
know. That's
so.
kind of the vision I'm having in my head right here.
So
You know
Callan's saying the one movie that scared me forever, Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, the original black and white version.
Hit.
Same here.
Actually, what scared me was seeing the clips from that Here's Johnny horror movie back in the day.
The Shining.
The
because-
Shining.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can only watch clips of it because first I don't like horror movies because it scared me. Because now I go down like hallways like at like certain Dollar Generals or like Walmarts and they're so dim. And like, okay, I gotta watch out for the two girls on the bike. If you see them, you run away and never.
Yeah.
go
Red
back.
Rob, Red Rob, Red Rob,
Screw you both.
Red Rob, Red Rob.
No, I live on my own. That's not funny.
Okay,
Nobody's
let's
here but
not
me.
do that to him.
This is funny. So,
Poor guy's gonna have nightmares.
So Callan's like, so you mean to tell me that a guy named after a Frito-Lay's chips wants to become an alien? What? How do you not get a tattoo of a bag of Lay's chips? Exactly,
Oh,
right?
no.
Like,
It's like, what in the hell? I don't get
yeah,
it.
First,
it's so. All right, so Christy, I'll start out with you on this one. What's your thoughts on this guy trying to become an alien?
Weird as hell, and I don't know why he's doing it. Is he fascinated with aliens? I don't know.
Because he
It's
wants.
just yeah. To me personally, it's just amazing what different types of things people will go through to resemble either their favorite celebrity or their favorite, like in this case, favorite creature, which in this guy's case is an alien.
He wants
Crazy.
To be the only one, he wants to be the only one of his kind.
Oh God.
So
Well,
Oh,
he's
God.
going to
Wait, if
recreate,
that's
so
the
he
case,
will
then
be
he
the
needs
only
to
one of
live-
his kind.
then he can't live on planet Earth if he's an alien. So he has to
Right.
leave planet Earth then.
Yeah, it means
so,
we're gonna have to shoot you off in a rocket to a galaxy far,
He's
far,
on
far away.
Instagram, guys.
Far, far away.
no. So Big B, that makes it clear. So, what's your thoughts on this?
I got no thoughts. I mean, Isaiah might think this is the coolest thing ever, but I'm looking at some of the pictures now. I mean, you know, A+ props to the work that these tattoo artists are doing, no doubt about that. But, I mean, the bill for this job has to just be ridiculous.
I
But
know.
I honestly, I have no words. I just don't get what goes through people's minds when, maybe it's the McDonald's coffee that he drinks. I don't know.
It was too hot. That's why.
Yeah,
Too hot.
burning hot.
So Callan's even saying, I hope Leon meets this guy so he can be more terrified.
He might like the guy.
Maybe, or he'll just run away in
He
complete
might.
fear here.
Well, because Isaiah might get like a brilliant idea and be like, "Oh, I want to be the next, alien.
Mickey Moniak.
To get all these
Oh, God.
procedures done." And so, Isaiah, what's your thoughts on this guy turning into an alien?
I love it.
Obviously.
It's one of the best ideas in the world because I've always wanted to be an alien as well myself. I think that having alien powers is one of the coolest things in the world. It's the second.
You do know just because you turn into an alien doesn't mean you get alien powers, though, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You
but you can be like,
You
I
don't
think
have
the
to like,
Avengers-
get out of your
you can do
eyes.
that.
I think the
Everybody.
Avengers already proved that to be true. No, I can't.
And plus,
do
I get
that.
to live
That's
on.
impossible.
I get to live in space. Like, come on, that living in space is one of the coolest things ever. So, shout out to that guy. I want to do the same thing as him. I want to be an alien as well.
God.
So aliens are supposed to duplicate a lot faster. So can you imagine a bunch of like Isaiah?
No,
Like,
no.
like,
No, we don't need that. We
like
don't need that.
duplicating Isaiah's.
Now, this is one idea I do approve. Let's make it happen
no.
ASAP.
No.
Oh, please,
Oh,
no.
I don't like that. All right, John, what's your thoughts on this alien guy?
First of all, one thing, either he has a great credit score or has a lot of money from his parents, or I don't know what this guy does for a living. But he is a freak in terms of how he's thinking. Like, first of all, the problem is if you always just want to be how you feel, you're not going to be satisfied. And being a freaking alien, so if that's the case at this point, does that mean he has to be green? According to some cartoons show that aliens are green, so now you have to be green like some of the characters from Star Wars. So I honestly, if he's married, if I was his wife, I would divorce him immediately. Like this has to be the goofiest thing I have seen in a long time, and I can't. Oh my god!
What?
I just sent John the pictures.
Oh god! He
So,
looks like a character
It's
from Star
traumatized.
Wars.
so,
No,
Cal-
he looks like
right
a
now.
character from Star Wars. Like
so
he looks like a
Callan's
character- oh my
answer
God.
would be duplicate
Oh my God.
Isaiah's would be as bad as duplicate Peter Griffin's fighting the duplicate Griffin Family Guy. It would be. It
It's
definitely
hilarious.
It would
be bad.
be.
Yet hilarious.
It would be a bad one. I'm just glad that this is the only guy who thought about doing this because this is definitely, to me, very
Well,
strange.
no. glad he's in the
Ace,
UK.
it's not the only guy because the guy in Square 3 said he's thought about it.
Wait, if that's the case, but he didn't go live in the UK then, because I honestly don't like. What would you talk about? Because if you're an alien, you can't have like what's your diet then?
Nano.
Like,
Nano.
oh my God.
Isaiah
That's
doesn't
long
know
and
where.
proper.
Isaiah does not know where that comes from. I guarantee you.
No, I bet he doesn't.
Don't even say it, Isaiah. Don't even say it because you're going to completely
You're
screw
gonna
it
get it
up.
wrong.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, because
Good
you
idea.
don't even know what TV show that's from,
Good idea. So
and you don't even know who said it. I guarantee.
let's move on to the next one because this guy we just talked about has the record for turning himself into an alien. So then I'm going to transition into another one who a guy broke this really interesting record. But before we do that, Callan has a comment that says dealing with one Isaiah is bad enough. There's not enough liquor in the free world for more than one.
Oh God.
And so James wants to know, does Isaiah know what a conehead is?
Yeah, of course.
No.
It's a reference from Bob the Builder. You know, with the
What?
cone, someone
No.
wearing a cone or whatever.
What the hell?
What?
Oh,
No.
my God.
Cone?
No.
You've never seen the movie, and you've never seen the skits from Saturday Night Live either.
If he saw the movie, he'd be scared for life.
Did you say Bob the Builder? Oh,
Yeah, Bob the Builder. There was one of the characters wears the cone
No.
on its
that
head.
was not a
and-
reference. James was not making a reference to Bob the Builder.
Nope.
Dude,
He wasn't.
We're 24 years old. We're not going to make a reference to Bob the Builder.
Nope. I even saw the
Callan is saying OMG, and then James is saying brah. Like,
Bruh.
really? Man? How can you... Really?
Oh my god! Oh my god! That's the most disturbing thing I've seen in my life.
Wait,
Well,
you
yeah,
sent
yeah.
that same picture?
He just sent a picture, and now Isaiah's forever traumatized.
Wait, is that alien picture?
Yeah, so Callan
But you
wants to
wanted
know,
that, Isaiah.
where do you get a hard hat from a cone head?
I have no idea where you got that
It
from.
was the
I really
same
don't.
thing. I thought it was one of those hard hats that people
No.
wear. on construction
No.
sites.
No, Isaiah. A
I
cone
just
head,
sent you a picture, Isaiah, of the cone heads.
a cone head is when somebody's head is like shaped like a cone.
Yes.
It's called a cone head.
Oh my god!
There is
Yeah,
a
Isaiah.
movie on this, and before that, it was on Saturday Night Live like many, many years ago.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's what
John,
Yeah.
James wants that picture.
No, you don't, James.
I don't think you want to see it because it's
All right.
really
I
no.
want this on my
Isaiah,
head.
don't do it.
I
Put it
want
down.
this on my head.
Yes,
Oh,
so
it's not
How does it have
cone
in
head.
hair?
so
Right.
we're moving on because we're talking about you know that guy had the world record for being an alien. Now this guy actually just broke a world record, and this to me is a strange record because this guy was trying to find a record to break. So this is the record that the guy broke. A man from the USA has broken a very strange record
Mhm.
by becoming the fastest man ever to push a peanut up a mountain using his nose.
What?
No.
Oh my
Yeah.
What's
god.
wrong? Oh my
What?
god. This
Record?
guy has no.
Ugh.
Yeah, the guy pushed
Where
a
did
peanut up his nose. His name is Bob. Bob, like Salas. He
What?
pushed a peanut. Yeah, he pushed a peanut up a mountain with his nose. He was the fastest guy to ever do it.
The
Oh my
things
God.
people do to get into the Guinness Book of World Records. Oh my god.
Wait,
Isaiah,
why is
your
that
thoughts
desperate?
on this?
So let me get this straight. He pushed a peanut, a little peanut, up a mountain with his nose, like all the way up.
Yeah,
Nope.
he
There's
started.
video of
bumping
it too.
about-
Are you got to be kidding me?
What?
Yeah, he
You're
did it.
kidding.
He pushed his tiny peanut up the hill with his nose, up the mountain.
First of
Well,
all, let me understand
now we got a reason why, because the guy's from Colorado, so we know what's legal there.
this. I thought
mean,
it would have been Florida because people would do really weird things there, and then they just go somewhere and then do something stupid.
So did he basically lay on his belly on that hike the entire time, like on the
no,
ground?
it's on his all fours.
All
Yeah,
fours.
you're
Oh my
down.
god.
You're down on all fours, and then you push it up the mountain with your
How,
nose.
how is that physically? First of all, number one, how's that physically possible? And two, how bored do you have to be?
Okay,
John, you forgot
this is
the
how
most
bored you gotta
important
be. Ace, have you seen the story and see how long it took?
Yes, how long it takes. That's
Yeah,
what I wanted to
I saw
Okay,
the story.
okay, so you're out. I'm reading it now. How long do you think it took this guy?
3 days,
4 days.
No,
2 weeks.
3 hours.
no. It took him
Oh.
7 days.
Yeah,
7 days? Jeez.
It took 7 days to see a peanut pushing hike challenge through video. He started July 9th at 9 a.m.
What if he had to poop or eat? Like, what was going to happen?
Or pee or something.
Or fart? Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? Like, you just let one loose and the peanut's already on the ground again. Like, what are you going to do? Like, honestly, I wonder, what did he do? Did he have, like, adult diapers he put on so he would be good to go, or what?
No, he just eats bull testicles from Colorado. That's it.
Oh,
Why
damn.
did you have to go straight to testicles, man?
I don't know.
God, bull testicles.
Because that's what Colorado's famous for.
No,
Bull
it's
testicles.
not. It's famous
No,
for
it's
other
not.
things besides that.
Or it's called
And
Rocky
Isaiah would do
Mountain
that?
oysters.
I've heard of that.
Yeah,
And
I've
Isaiah
been
would
to
know
Colorado,
that.
but-
So, Big B, what's your thoughts on this?
I mean, props to him. But you're sitting here thinking of everything you can do, and your light bulb pops off in your head and be like, I think I'm going to find a mountain. I think I'm going to push a peanut with my nose. It's going to take me X amount of time. I mean, trust me. I've always thought about, hey, I want to break a Guinness Book of World Record somehow, but pushing a peanut. The sad thing is the record has to be already set. So somebody's already tried this and done this. One,
Right.
So
there was 4 other people who've done it.
Yeah, and then there was a movie on it too in 1963's. In 1963. Oh no, I'm sorry. It wasn't a movie. It was Ulysses Baxter, the most notable person to pull the pushing peanut push. He completed it in 8 days, but still,
Well, you know what the 60s and 70s were known for, though, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So then maybe why.
Probably.
But I if you gave me a list of things to break a record for, then pushing a peanut up a mountain with my nose, I don't think I would do that one. I don't know.
I wouldn't either.
Hey, I've been bored before in my life many times because I've worked in like childcare and all that, but never thought, hey, what am I going to do with that peanut? Let me waste food. Let's say it falls in your nose. Do you use a different peanut and keep going or is it the same peanut? Because then sooner or later you can't breathe because you got peanuts up your nose, and so oh boy.
So Ish is asking, speaking of insane world records, what is one insane world record you all would love to do?
The longest fart ever.
Longest or loudest?
Both. And here's what you would have to do. First of all, obviously you would have an adult diaper on in case it turns to shard. But honestly, like that, I think that would be. And that'd be it. Because honestly, I don't care about breaking records, really.
Yeah.
Records are meant to be broken.
That's true.
Just like I'm breaking people's noses. I mean, have you seen? Mine sounds like a trumpet, so you never know.
I would want to eat the world's largest pizza. Because
heartburn.
Have you seen like the world's largest pizza? I think the largest one was like as big as like 2 football fields or something like that. I would starve myself for 2 weeks and eat that thing, just like I would do to try to compete with Joey Chestnut in the hot dog eating contest.
Well, they have a pizza challenge called the Carnivore Challenge, and it's and they're trying to see if somebody can eat the whole pizza on their own. I would try it.
I won't eat for 3 days, and I'll poop as much as I can. So when I'm done pooping and not eating for 3 days, then it'll be good to go. Do it.
But so Callan's saying an insane record that won't be broken anytime soon is Chick Hearn announcing 3,338 consecutive Laker games. And then Callan is also saying, you mean he didn't say pumpkin pie?
No, he didn't say pumpkin
pie. Callan. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Not pizza. Right. Pumpkin pie now. Let's go.
Great.
Costco's pumpkin
pie. Honestly, I might have to take that challenge on Isaiah because I do like me a pumpkin pie. I just can't eat it all the time, but
pumpkin pie, man. Oh my gosh, y'all are.
If I was stranded on an island and you could only pick one food, I would pick pumpkin pie any day of the week.
No.
All that. What about that chicken food?
Oh. I'm not gonna go that far, man. Like
me neither.
I like pumpkin pie, but I'm not doing that.
I would only eat it during Thanksgiving. That's it.
All right. Well, we got to jump into our last topic here since we're running short on time here. So we're going to go ahead and jump into our last topic. And this topic is actually an interesting one also. So this family spent 17 years gathering at the graveside that they believed to be their father's final resting place before discovering that somebody else was entirely buried in there. Ooh. So they were visiting that gravesite for 17 years, and then they ended up finding out that somebody else was actually buried there, and it was not their father.
How could they? What took them so long? Isn't there a tombstone that
Yeah.
says like the name though?
Yeah.
That's
So
weird.
well, no. So what ended up happening was I read the story about it. So their mother ended up dying, and they go, "Hey, we want to take our mother. We want to bury her next to, our father." So when the cemetery looked it up in their system or whatever, they go, "Huh, that's odd." And they go, "What?" And it turns out that their father actually wasn't buried there. His headstone was there, but their father was not buried there. It was a
Oh
different
my
lady
god,
who was actually
Oh.
that's a
buried there.
Great
no. That's a mistake.
bookkeeping.
Jeez.
So they actually messed up. So for 17 years, they had been completely visiting somebody else for 17
Dude,
years.
I would have been pissed. Like literally, I would have
Same
called
here.
for that person's job. That's not like a mini mistake. That's a dead body of someone that how?
I don't know.
So
That's
Callan's
why I
saying
would rather be
Isaiah,
cremated so that mistake can't happen.
Yeah.
so Callan's saying Isaiah's the type of guy who would dance on someone's grave. But
I wanted that.
Because
Ah! Don't
Ain't
get me started.
nothing but a heart.
I really want to know, like that. I don't know how I would feel after 17 years of finding out that my father wasn't buried there, and then I'm sitting there going, "Can you tell me where they're buried?" And the cemetery goes, "I'm sorry, I have no idea."
Honestly, I would sue him because and I don't
Right?
use that word like I don't use that word like people do, like having hotcakes at McDonald's or who eats that. It's because it's not like a general thing where I'm being petty or anything like that. This is someone that I've cared about for who knows how long. Imagine if that was like my mother, I would be pissed because now all those so-called memories we've been bonding with aren't there. Like that's not a mistake you can fix. Like
No.
I guarantee you this is not their first time. It's not like this magically just happened one time. Now his body or her body could be somewhere else. And imagine somebody else is visiting that stone. Oh, that's not my grandfather. That's somebody else's mother. And
Yeah,
that's a whole imagine how many more mistakes you've made that before.
Well, I'm just saying though. Imagine having to be the manager of the cemetery,
Mhm.
and then
Ex-manager.
looking on the computer and figuring it out, and then being like, "Uh-oh, how am I going to explain this to this family?"
You don't. You just quit because there's no turning back.
You
from
just
it.
quit. You just quit.
Because here's the thing, though, Adam. There's a difference between making a mistake and be like, okay, we can move on and learn from this. This is someone's dead body.
I know,
You
right?
can't just move a dead body. It probably all grows. So,
Decomposed.
yeah. So like that I don't know. I hope they got to. I don't say that lightly, but that's messed up.
So, Big B, what's your thoughts on this?
Man, every funeral I've been to, they typically do it at a church, and then they take the bodies to the last resting place. Everybody pays their respects. So, do they not do that? I mean, I guess would be the first question. I mean,
Right.
but I mean, yeah. I mean, what do you do? I mean, you spent 17 years. You go to bury your next loved one next to him, and that's not where he's buried at. It's just like, what? I mean, 17 years of backtracking to find out where the body. I mean, I don't know. I guess if I'm the manager,
You would be fired.
do you lie and be like, oh yeah, the plot next to him, yeah, that's fine. Go ahead, let's put him there, and then be like, oh shit, what the hell do we do? I mean,
Honestly,
I don't know.
I hate Karens, but I would have turned into a Karen for only this one time.
Yeah.
Because this is my mother we're talking about. This is not like, oh, I misplaced the game. Oh, sorry, it's over, or the store. Oh, sorry, it's on aisle 3, not aisle 4. That's a mistake you can move on from.
But the thing is, John, you got to think too. 17 years. I mean, what's the chances of the person that was in charge of that is still the same person? I mean,
so now the company itself, like they didn't notice, regardless of who's there. That's the problem. Like, whoever is still there, wouldn't you? Like, there has to be some. It's not like the industry has that many. Yes, I was going to say this. New people, because it's not like it's an industry that's people want to That
They're
came out
not
wrong.
dying to get into. I mean,
Yeah.
No, I'm not like no.
Oh,
It's not like it's not like it's Walmart or like a store where it's high turnover rates. It's just people work there. You
Oh,
see people that
God.
work there, they're like
No.
really, really old. So
So really
I don't
quick,
know.
Isaiah, before we go ahead and wrap this up, Isaiah, your final thoughts on this.
My thoughts on it is that you know it was a terrible mistake, and you know it kind of reminds me of something I did on Thursday where I nearly made a critical mistake while working at the airport, and that is I nearly charged someone $25,000 for a flight from Oakland to LAX. Instead of 200. You know, I was in a the guy missed his flight. He was in a rush, so that got my adrenaline pumping, and I was trying to type fast and stuff like that. And I guess I typed 2 extra zeros. I didn't realize the mistake until my trainer came over and was like, "Oh boy, I did change that real quick. Change that real quick. It's not you put two extra zeros." And I was like, "Oh crap." Because imagine if I charged someone $25,000 freaking dollars for a flight that is like only 500 miles away. I mean, that would have been an absolutely critical mistake. But luckily we caught it early. But yeah, it's damn shame for that funeral company.
So Callan's saying, where do you get Philadelphia from Portland?
That's what if you're talking about Philadelphia to Portland, Maine. Yeah.
But Isaiah, I know that you said you were overcharging this person, but I think overcharging somebody is little compared to somebody's father not being buried where they were supposed to be for 17 years.
Yes.
Because at least they can fix that and move on. It's a very dumb mistake, but you can fix that versus honestly, and this sucks though because there's nothing you can do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the frustrating part because now that would ruin my attitude for who knows how long. I don't know if I would ever be the same because now all these we've all been to funerals. One I went to a couple years ago for someone I really cared about, and if I found out, we saw him go into the ground, so it's the right person. But if I found out it wasn't, I would be pissed because when you see people that are buried, there's probably hundreds or so. So imagine that can't be the only company that's done that.
And also, that might send that person into a severe case of depression because it's I've been doing that for 17 years, doing or paying my respects to someone's grave when my relative, I don't know where he is. It's wow, it might get that person or that family just super, super depressed, and depression is something that's very hard to get out of.
Well, here's what I want to know. How did they find out they made the mistake in the first place?
I don't know.
Because you can't I don't want to say it, but you can't figure that out. So I don't know how you figure out you made the mistake in the first place.
Yeah.
That's a kind of, oh boy.
All right. Well, anyways, Christy, go ahead and give your quick thoughts on this, and then we'll wrap up the show.
This is just, I feel horrible for that family. Finding out after 17 years that your father is not in the burial spot that he was supposed to be in, that would be, me personally, if that was me, I'd be completely devastated.
All right. So we'll go ahead and do our final thoughts here. So Big B, I'll start with you. Any final thoughts?
No, I'm glad I was able to be off to join the full show of Kicking It. I know great topics as usual, Ace. And then, we always got to roast Isaiah here and there through us and the comments. So that's how we like it. So everybody, thanks for joining and keep watching Coast to Coast.
All right. Isaiah, your final thoughts.
Boo.
My final thoughts is what a great show tonight. I'm actually glad that I was able to not say something extremely stupid given the fact that
you did
5 minutes or about
you
45.
did.
Oh my gosh.
What is that? Is that the dragon from Meet the Robinsons?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Look how freaky that is. Look how freaky that is.
In front of Big B's camera
oh my
there.
God.
But, my final thoughts is great show, and yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for the next great movies to come out because I've seen like some trailers for the next great movies, and it looks pretty interesting. I'm not gonna lie.
Name one.
Wasn't there a Bob's Burgers movie that's coming out soon, or has it already?
It's on HBO Max, I think, right now.
That's a movie I will kill to watch for sure.
John.
Whoa!
Let me clarify that. I'm not killing anyone, by the way.
John, any final thoughts for you?
It was a good show. I have stories to tell about work, but I mean, it was good. I honestly, when I do these shows with y'all, I just want to think I can't learn something more stupid, or really mind blowing. This is what this show is for. I mean, my gosh, you learned how. I've never. Now I don't feel as bad about my mistakes from my childhood now.
Exactly. And so, that's kind of what I explain to everybody when it comes to it. I tell them this show is just completely random. You never know what you're going to get. And so that's why I tell everyone, watch out, because these topics are completely random. That's why this show is so fun, because you never know what you're going to talk about. All right. Christy,
Exactly.
any final thoughts?
Oh, thanks for letting me join in for the show, and just can't wait for more.
Absolutely. All right. So we definitely want to thank everybody for watching. Mess Around. Dave was saying, "What's up, my guys?" And Christy, wait, what, Isiah didn't do anything stupid this week, or is he just not telling us? Well, he kind of did a little bit when he tried to charge somebody $25,000 for a plane ticket. So he did do that. That was
there was something else, but we're gonna keep that under wraps for now.
Yeah, we can definitely talk about that during the next show. So with that, we hope everybody has a fantastic night, and we will see you next Saturday for another episode of Kicking It with Isiah and Ace. Everybody have a fantastic night.
Good night.